Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to our live stream. This is Sister Omi Sachet, and we have Sister Ajay Wura, and we are here to open up our Love Jones series, The Benefits of Love. I hope that if you are someplace that has been cold, that you're feeling a little warmer now. That cold came across so many states. So we're going to bring a little warmth to you because we're going to talk about love and what it means to you and just explore it a little more deeply in this month. Of course, Valentine's Day is being advertised, but we also are in Black History Month. So, we
Mhm.
can explore love in many different ways. Welcome, Sister Ajay.
Yes, peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the call.
Yes, yes. So, how have you been? How have you been making out in
Well,
the
it's
cold?
it's it's been a challenge because the
Mhm,
cold when you down south it catches you
mhm,
so abruptly. It catches you off guard.
mhm.
We're not used to that type of weather or that type of low degrees, and so even if you're from a place where you've been in the cold before, it still doesn't feel normal when you're in a state where you usually see sunshine and 60 degrees. So it's no way to really prepare for it.
Yes,
And
yes.
so I've been trying to not be in my mind about it, but
Hmm.
it does close you in. It makes you, want to go in and shelter yourself and kind of
Shelter
hibernate
yourself.
and kind of
Yeah.
hibernate a bit. But yeah, so I just been trying to keep myself as vibrant and as
Mhm.
warm. And yeah, the cold brings in a lot of lower emotions.
Absolutely, it does. And I'm like you. I'm originally from, North New York, but I live south now. I live in Florida. And when I say to people, "Oh, it's cold in Florida," they think I'm playing, but it was freezing. It was below freezing, and not only does that put us in a certain state. Like you said, we're not used to that anymore. But I really felt bad. We're talking about love, but I really felt bad for some of my plants that got
Hmm.
damaged. Just seeing that and knowing that I put love into them. So when
Hmm.
we talk about love, even as we, kind of explore this topic, different things can shift you and trigger you, so to speak. Because cold for those in the north, we're talking about 20 something degrees or 16 degrees. Some of them are one degree. So
Yes.
you have to love yourself. It kind of um ports you in that direction because you want to wrap yourself. You want to,
Hmm.
you know,
You want to
cuddle
cuddle
yourself.
with yourself. Yes.
You might want some comfort, so you might want some hot tea, some hot chocolate. So, we can go and look at this in many different ways in terms of how we react to um our environment, because this became an environmental thing. So I just wanted to bring that up because there's so many states that experienced it.
Yeah, and it's a time where people usually change emotionally
Mm-hmm.
during the colder winter months.
Mm-hmm.
People's emotions, like I was saying, is a little bit not as vibrant. Let's just
Yeah.
say that.
No.
And so it's very easy to be pulled into a lower vibration
Uh-huh.
that's not a vibration of love.
Absolutely.
because love is definitely a frequency and it's definitely a vibration. And so, when the sun is out, we all feel love. We want to give love, we want to
Mhm.
receive love. You'll find people are much more kinder, people are
Mhm.
much more compassionate, more sensitive and understanding, and considerate. When
Mhm.
it's warm outside and things of that nature, but when it's cold, people's emotions start getting a little bit hard. And so this is a great time to talk
Yeah.
about
Yes.
the frequency and the vibration and the language of love. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. And some of the things that um that come up is there's so many layers when we say that word love. There's so
Yeah.
many layers of it. And there's so many, you know, people might say, I love a certain type of music. I love to do a certain type of thing, right? You know, or I love hanging out with my friends. So we use this word in so many different ways. But what does that really mean, right? And that's part of what we want to kind of get into. Like, what does love mean to you? You know,
Yes, and
what?
definitely self-love was the topic tonight, unconditional self-love.
Mm,
Because I really feel, not think, that if you do not know what unconditional love is and you don't serve yourself well with unconditional love, then it's very challenging to give
absolutely.
unconditional love to other people. And so that's why we wanted to start this Love Jones series
Mm,
off with, what's your definition of unconditional love? Because we all come from different rearing and raising, different households. Um, and so we can no longer assume, I think it has been an assumption that we all have the same language of love.
mhm,
And I
mhm.
think what we're finding, and I know you and I have talked about this, is that we're finding that the language of love, the communication of love, the reenactment of love is not the same between everybody. Even if you're
Absolutely.
dating someone, even if you're in a sisterhood with someone, even if you're in a platonic relationship with someone, a friendship, a co-worker relationship, a lot of people don't know how to show up in unconditional love because they've never really been taught how to love themselves unconditionally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely something worth exploring. Um, all right, Sister Antisha, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you
Welcome,
found
sis.
us. Definitely, definitely something to explore, something to,
And
uh,
it's something that we need to really, um, you know, define and learn each other's love language, because we, like I said, we can no longer just feel like people know what your love language, or they have the same love language as you do. And if we do not have the same love language, it becomes just like with any other expression that is not balanced. It becomes miscommunication.
yes, which is a major thing that happens. Yeah, definitely, you know, well, so if we talk about romantic love, okay, um, in the beginning, it's all feeling good and wonderful, and then over
Mhm.
time, what happens? Huh? So now we have to, like you said, there's a love language, right? When the individual said that they loved each other,
Mhm.
what did they actually mean? Because now things are,
Exactly.
things are kind of not. They might not have ever realized. Well, I actually mean something else. I actually,
I
it
could
doesn't
mean
matter.
infatuation. I could mean
Hmm.
physically attracted. I could
That's right.
mean um stimulated in the mentals. You
Yeah.
know, the conversation when I first met you was something that
Yeah.
stimulated me. But
Yeah.
now that we no longer are, just meeting and things begin to, die down a little bit, then the conversation is not as vibrant. And now what stimulated me previously when we first met is not stimulating me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think love is also definitely when we're talking about unconditional love with self, I think character is something that we have to talk about
Mm-hmm.
because again, in love, your character and in African spirituality, we call it Iwa.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of times because we were taught so much about right and wrong, and then we went into school and we learned the alphabet and all of the things that the indoctrinated school system had set up for us, but that does not mean that everyone learned or began to be comfortable with who they was from a character perspective, from a
Mm-hmm.
personality. And that's why knowing thyself before we love anyone else is important, because a lot of us did not get taught how to love ourselves
Yeah.
unconditionally.
Yeah.
I feel like we were taught to love other people unconditionally,
Mm-hmm.
but we wasn't taught how to love ourselves unconditionally. And I feel like that's where people start over criticizing or critiquing themselves or doubting themselves or not trusting themselves, is because all of that would come from loving yourself.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about like love language, I I think that people for self love need to explore that inner critic, that inner critic um, that is that gets, if you want to say, programmed or enacted, maybe because of society, because of when the individuals were growing up, what they might have been hearing, you know um if you I'm not going to say the whole thing, but if you were told you're a stupid bloop bloop, you're a stupid MF, or you ain't no, you're a no good so and so, or you're just like your no good daddy, or you're just like your no good mommy. You see where I'm going with that? If
Yes,
if, if that language, if we're doing that, if children are around that, then that gets planted in them. And those adults that are saying those things to those children, somebody else said that to them. And somebody else said that to them. So then
yeah,
it becomes a generational thing where you don't learn how to love yourself
yeah,
because
we're
the
hurting.
language that you heard, the adults around you might say that they love you, right? And in
Mhm.
one way, but if the language also now is you a bloop 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 and you're a that and you ain't no good for, then that's where we embody not understanding how to really love ourselves, because
Yeah, yeah.
we have that programming until we do something about it. And
And
some
that too, we would have to talk about when you talk about generational dysfunctionality,
yes,
especially
yes,
about
yes.
how children were spoken to or how children were treated, or you have to really go a little deeper, and it would be more, not on this particular call,
Yeah,
but a lot of times our mothers was not welcomed into loving themselves.
that's right.
And our grandmothers coming from an enslavement, they were not learned or advised how to love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was pretty much trying to survive and
Mm-hmm.
maintain, sustain. And so that became the language of love. As long as I take care of you, as long as you got a roof over your head, shoes on your feet, food on the table.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
love. That's
Yeah.
love. And so a lot of times, what I find in my family is that, my mom expressed love through her taking care of her children.
Yes.
Um, Not so much being emotionally available to us,
Mm-hmm.
but because she had to work and do all the things, but she figured, if I'm taking care of you, y'all warm at night, y'all get a bath, you get fed, you get clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, then that's love,
Mm-hmm.
and what we're seeing in these generations, as I sit down and talk to people and coach, is we're finding that happened more often than not.
Yes.
And that was the language that you'll hear a lot of parents now saying to their children. I took care of you. I did this. I
Yeah.
did that. But did you emotionally love them? Were you emotionally
Mm-hmm.
available to them? Were
Mm-hmm.
you teaching them how to express healthy emotions and
Mm-hmm.
deal with emotional situations? And so that's why we see children acting out in school with the teacher and different things, because the foundation of love was never solid. And so that's the whole purpose of this series, is us to really aspire to get back on the frequency of love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Tisha, that's a great example of hearing that, what you put up in the comment in the chat, hearing that repeatedly, that sets up, this conditional love. It sets
Mhm.
up conditional love, and it also triggers other feelings, right? Of course,
And it's
in a
also
child.
limited
Yes,
love,
yes, 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 yeah.
love with limit, and love is very infinite. It's
Mm-hmm.
really not limitational. Love is not.
Mm-hmm.
True
Mm-hmm.
unconditional love is not limited. And so that's the barriers and the boundaries that we have to break, and the constrictions that we have to break off of, unconditional, first and foremost, self-love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you ask the question to people of who taught you how to love, that's a very serious conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm out with masculine energy, as divine feminine, as melanated women, that's a question, a very real question, is that we need to ask anybody, even in a sisterhood environment such as this, is who taught you how to love?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because how people recognize love is different.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yeah.
women that I've talked to, that have been through domestic violence and different things that are abusive, they start looking at that as love. Now,
Yeah.
that's not my language of love. I can't judge anyone. But if you seen your daddy beat your mom, and then the next day they're hugging and loving and making up, then at some point you start saying, well, they love each other.
Mm-hmm.
Break up to make up and all these
Break
old
up to make
sayings.
up. That's a song. Yeah, that
Yes, that we have become very we have normalized these things, when in actuality they're very abnormal. Because you
mm-hmm.
don't break up to make up, you don't fight and this and that, only to become loving the next day. It's very traumatizing,
Mm-hmm.
to be on that emotional roller coaster for people. And so I know within my upbringing and a lot of the friends that I went into their households, we didn't see a lot of emotionally available parents. That is
Yeah,
not my experience of love.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Now, how can we love ourselves without limits? Now, there's a question. There's
Yes, I love it.
there's a question that we could set up a series that would a 12-month series, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
I think a starting point. um, is first, number one, to acknowledge that, hey, maybe I really don't, maybe I really don't understand love, or let me explore how I feel about myself.
Mm-hmm.
So self reflection and what
Yes.
is the inner language. That's so this comes back to making a practice of stillness, making a practice of meditation, making a practice of reflection, of journaling. Um, you know, I remember when I wanted to work on love and self-love. What what I did, and there's many different ways to do it. And Sister Ajay, you can chime in too. I worked with a rose quartz because that's what resonated with me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once I found, number one, once I found out that I liked crystals, that they resonated with me, that they made me, that I could feel a certain way with them, that was what assisted me to meditate. And
Mm-hmm.
I went through a period of time where I did explore this. I did explore how I felt about myself, how I felt about my moods.
Mm-hmm.
Where did this sadness come from? Why do relationships not work out the way I want them to work out? So I was honest with asking myself these questions. And then for me, it was a period of time of focusing on digging into the answers of the questions. And
Mm-hmm.
I used um, meditating with rose quartz, um, sometimes incorporating the color pink. If that was what I was, if I said I was going to work on this self love or love, for a week, then maybe these are the things that I would be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing things into my awareness to work with, to to focus on love and how I can bring it to a higher level. So if I identify negative talk, like something that someone who's having relationship issues, not attracting who they say they would like to attract, if they go inside, they might hear something like, well, you know, so and so is no good anywhere. Men are no good, women are no good. Relationships don't work out anyway. Men are dogs, women are the. So now, if you identify that this is what you believe in one part of you, well, you're sending that message to your heart. So
Mm-hmm.
when you when you see someone and you get involved with that someone, you're carrying that with you. That becomes your expectation because that's part of your love language. You are coming from a place where, well, I say I want to be involved, but I don't really believe it because what do I tell myself? So I think um, getting into a practice where we tell ourselves different things. Okay, so that can be in the form of affirmations, along with deep breathing, with journaling. Um, so, in a sense, reprogramming and healing what
Mm-hmm.
you had
Mm-hmm.
been previously considering uh, love
Mm-hmm.
will now open you up to some parts of yourself that you're like, oh, wow. Yeah. So when I look back at that time, I'm glad that I took that time. Um, uh, Probably about 30 years ago. And during that time, I said, I'm not on purpose, I'm not going to get involved with anyone because I was
Mm-hmm.
committed to exploring what was going on with me, therefore developing that self love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, Let me just take a look at the comments. Yeah, so Synovia. First, we have to realize that love doesn't have a limit. And
Right.
we might not realize that, right?
Love is infinite.
Yeah. Yep.
Love is infinite. I feel as though as melanated women, we teach people how to love us by how we love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what always, when you talk about self-reflection, that's where I always start when
Mm-hmm.
someone is not loving me on the vibration or the frequency that I feel like I deserve to be loved or desire to be loved. I go within myself and ask myself, what is it that I've shown this person based on how I love myself, to make them feel like they can love me any less than.
Mm-hmm.
That's that self-reflection that you always have to be able to put the mirror up when we're talking about unconditional self-love, is because we have to, as divine feminine, as melanated women, have to ask ourselves the very serious question is, how do we show up in love?
Mm-hmm.
How do we show up for love? And how do we express love of ourselves? Because immediately someone will know, okay, I'm gonna have to love her at that level. And if not, if she's loving herself at that level, or she's taking care of herself at that level, or she's giving herself what she needs at that level, then I know I'm either going to have to come in balance with that level, or I'm going to fall short. So that is one of the ways that I, when the question came up, how do you not limit your self-love, is I always start with me. When
Absolutely.
love is not showing up the way that I want it to show up, then I look at how I started off with this person. Did I, show them, express to them, communicate to them my language of love?
Mm-hmm.
And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times when you were talking about the beginning of relationships as women, and I can speak to this because Black women, we want that unconditional love, but a lot of times we don't love ourselves unconditionally. And so we come off a little needy. We
Mm-hmm.
come off a little needy when we meet a guy, and from the very first time, or a partner, the very first time, even in a sisterhood relationship, the very first time, people are watching how you interact with yourself, how you talk, how you eat, how you express yourself, what your level of conversation is, how you communicate, how you keep your house, how you keep your car. All of these are different ways that people look at to allow them to come up with an inkling of how you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What we allow people to get away with is also a reflection of how we love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
When
Absolutely.
we're not trusting ourselves and not telling ourselves the truth, then other people can lie to us
Mm-hmm. Mm.
about love. They can lie.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love you. I love you. No, love is an action word, especially unconditional love. And
Mm-hmm.
so I know what love looks like. It's not about what you tell me or what you say you're sorry for, what you apologize for. Love is an action word. So I can't go only on what you're telling me. I have to
Mm-hmm.
go on what you're showing me. And if
Mm-hmm.
that does not resonate with my vibration of what I know love to be, then you don't love me. And I can express and be very transparent with my last partner. He didn't have a good relationship with his mother. He
Mm-hmm.
had been incarcerated, you know, and I told him straight up, you don't know how to love.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be loved, but you don't know how to love. because I know love. I'm a child of love.
Mhm.
All
Mhm.
I do is love. I love love. And
Mhm.
so for me, it's a word that you act upon, not that you talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
that action so often becomes material,
yeah,
which again takes us away from that deeper unconditional love,
yeah,
right? Well, I you know, I'm gonna love this person because they take care of me, or I need them to pay my bill. Especially the times that we living in now, right? You know, the pressure is on, right?
yes, yes.
And things can start off a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, well, this person is doing XYZ, that helping me to do, but it's conditional.
Yes.
It's
It's limited.
transactional.
It's
So
limited.
there we go again. There we go again. So I wanna kind of take us into a meditation. I've
Of
been
course.
seeing some of the comments, and in terms of dealing with where is the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the starting point, we have discussions here, but we are consistent with going within, because
Yes.
the answers are within, and
Absolutely.
learning that you can go within,
Yes.
learning
And
that there is a inner presence within you that is that unconditional love, that is that
and
trust.
meditation is a healing modality that you can sit with to get your answers. That's the
That's right.
beautiful part of meditation. That's reason why we're having the Love Jones series, is because when you need the answers, when you
Hmm.
need the answers, no one has your answers. I'm
That's
I'm
right.
stating my answers. For me though,
Yep.
Sister Umi is stating, what she processes it as. But it's all based on that personal individual.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
it's it's really your answers is based on, who you are, what you desire, and what you feel like you deserve. That's why
Absolutely.
self
Yeah.
worth, self value
Hmm.
is components that you need in your self love cup, in your self love recipe. Self respect, self
Hmm.
esteem,
Hmm.
self confidence. It's all self preservation is first law. It's
Uh-huh.
self. And
Yeah.
so when you asking people questions, start going within, like what you're saying,
Mhm.
Sister Umi, and start using quiet time and stillness and meditation to be able to go within so you can hear your answers.
So you
Because
can
as
hear your answer.
women, we receive intuition that gives us exactly the answers that we're looking for. I can give you advice. Sister Umi can give you advice,
Yeah.
but a direct answer that's for you, that has to come from you.
Hmm.
It has to come from
Absolutely.
within you. And so that's why we're using the art of meditation, so our people can know how to tap in. We can know how to tap in within ourselves
Hmm.
using the art of breath and stillness and meditation,
Hmm.
so we can hear from the soul.
Absolutely. So important. It's so important to learn this practice. And it's both simple and complicated. It's simple because breathing, we know how to do that. Complicated because of, you know, I don't have time to do that. I can't meditate. I don't know how to meditate. Meditation doesn't work for me. Okay. Whatever self talk that might be coming up. So that's where it becomes complicated, because we're not taught that there's power in being still. We think we always have to do, do, do. But what we don't get is that if you take time to learn how to be still, you will get more clear guidance when you're supposed to take action and what you're supposed to do. So, having said that, um, I'm going to start the meditation. Okay. So, let everybody get ready by, well, hopefully you've turned anything else off than us. But if you have something going on in the background, please turn it off. And if your phone is nearby, make sure the ringer is silent. That's the beginning right there, setting up the environment for you to love yourself by giving yourself space to be silent and getting yourself settled in your chair or whatever you might be sitting upon. All right. And you can go ahead and close your eyes and just begin to pay attention to your breathing. Just pay attention to it. Just notice each inhale and exhale. And as you're noticing your breathing, take a moment to be grateful for your breath. To be grateful for this connection that you have to life. Just breathing, something that you don't have to think about, that you don't have to write down, that you don't have to pay for. Something that is with you all the time. If you are living, you are what a beautiful realization. And let's all together at this time take a deep inhale and slowly exhale. And just as a reminder, make sure you're inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Let's all together take a deep inhale and slowly exhale, allowing yourself to relax. Let's take another deep inhale and hold for a moment. And slowly exhale, relaxing and releasing anywhere that you may feel some tension or resistance. Breathing at your own pace and rhythm now. Allow your exhale to send relaxation to any place that you may notice in your body that may need to let go a little bit more. Really, really, really be aware of the breath coming in through your nostrils and be aware of the breath slowly coming through your mouth, passing your lips, and repeating that again and again. And if thoughts come up, allow them to be by bringing your attention back to your breath. Now I want you to bring your attention to your heart center. And this is the place that our physical heart beats. This is the place where our emotional heart resides. Just bring your attention to your heart. You may want to place one hand over your heart or even two hands over your heart. And continue to breathe deeply and fully, bringing your attention to your heart. I want you to imagine that each inhale, you are inhaling love from its unlimited source. There is no limitations in love. We place the limitations. Love is eternal. There's no limit on the quantity. So imagine now that you are inhaling from love's unlimited source into your body, into your heart center. And when you exhale, you're exhaling that love out into the world and inhaling that love again into your heart center, breathing it in and exhaling that love out into the world. Continue to imagine that you're inhaling love into your heart center. But now exhale that love all throughout your body. Let's take this next inhale and exhale that love from the heart moving through the abdominal area. And let's take that next inhale into the heart center and exhale that love through your leg. And inhale that love through the heart center, exhaling that love out through the soles of the feet. And now let's imagine that we're really making a circle of love now. Inhaling love into your heart center, and then exhaling that love through the top of your head, coming down through, back into the heart, moving through your entire body, and repeating that again, inhaling that love and exhaling that love through the top of the head, traveling back through the heart, through the body. Just imagine, there's no limits on your imagination, there's no right or wrong. Just imagine that you are cycling love coming into your heart center all throughout your body. And now I'd like you to imagine that you're amplifying the intensity of the love in your heart center by 10 times. Allow your mind to do that for you. Don't worry about if it's possible. Just imagine. And on the next inhale, intensify that love at your heart center 10 times more. And allowing yourself to really experience the vibration of this love within yourself. And as you are here now, focusing your attention and in your heart center, this beautiful, warm feeling of amplified love. Maybe take a moment to place the thoughts that you may have about yourself that are not loving. Place them in your heart center so that they can be loved and dissolved. Knowing that you have this space for yourself at all times, and that you can breathe into this space at all times. You can amplify and generate the energy in your heart center anytime you so desire by simply closing your eyes and going within. Knowing that in your heart center, as you are activating it in this moment, allow yourself to be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to hear the loving thoughts that your heart has for you, the loving messages that your heart is willing and ready to give to you. And knowing that you can come to this place, this heart center, at any time by following the breath. Just allow yourself to sit with your breathing at this time. Continue to focus on your heart center. Continue to focus on the love that's within you. Allowing it to reveal itself to you. Let's all take a deep inhale and exhale, bringing your awareness back into the room. Deep inhale and exhale, bringing your awareness to the soles of your feet. A deep inhale and exhale, rubbing your hands, feeling the warmth. And placing your hands over your heart center, taking a deep inhale and exhale. And now wrapping your arms around yourself, giving yourself a big hug. And taking a deep inhale and exhale. And taking another deep inhale and exhale, slowly lowering your arms to rest on your lap and slowly opening your eyes. Welcome back. If you have a piece of paper or if you have your journal nearby, you can jot down anything that, any thoughts that might be coming up for you. You can just sit with the after stillness, that time when you first come back from meditation. And if there are any questions or comments, you could let us know in the comment box. Welcome back, Sister AJ.
Give thanks. Give thanks.
Mm-hmm. And I think that what you may be observing both of us do is allowing ourselves the time to be in that after meditative space. It's okay if there's not a lot of conversation or if you don't feel like, you know, doing. That's really a beautiful thing. That's part of what meditation teaches you, to go within and then to be okay with the space that you just visited as you come back to what you're doing. Oh, that's beautiful, Synovia. I'm glad that you felt attention to your heart. That's beautiful. Yeah. Hmm.
It feels well with my soul. I love meditation because
Mm.
when I can really collect myself and sit in stillness, um, yeah, I can really feel the benefits of what stillness and the shutting down of the mind can really do. I feel so rejuvenated and replenished after meditation, and that just allows me to know it's something that my mind and my body and my soul really benefits from.
Hmm.
And
Yes, absolutely. Mm.
it just puts a smile in my heart.
Yeah, it's like an inner smile,
Yeah, yeah.
inner smile that comes from. Oh, thank you, Indigo. Thank you. We
Mhm.
we are happy that you are feeling gratitude.
Yeah.
Now, uh, Sister Ajay, what would you suggest some to someone who is wanting to continue to work on the heart chakra meditation, even between calls? But before you answer that question, let me yes, getting to doing it, at least waking and going into rest. Yes, yeah. Meditation is a practice. Absolutely. And if you make an agreement with yourself, so that's another expression of self love. If you say, you know what, from this time to this time, whatever time that is, if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm going to meditate every day. And if you, they say that anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit. So the first time I started meditating, that's what I was told. So I had to set an alarm. These were the old school alarm too, not with the phones. I had to set an alarm and sit. I said, I'll sit for 5 minutes. I gave myself 5 minutes. That felt like the longest 5 minutes when I first started. But I told myself I'm going to try this because I want to feel its benefits. So I would sit. And then what would happen? All kinds of thoughts would come into my head. Oh, what I need to do. I still sat and I still breathed. And you know what? After a couple of days, I became less concerned about when the alarm was going to go off.
Hmm.
After a week, I look forward to the 5 minutes. And after
Yeah.
the 21 days, I was like, oh, I don't need to set this alarm anymore because this
Mhm.
is something that I like to do, that I love to do.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sister Ajay, do you want to answer this question?
Well,
Um, I can answer it, but I'm also
can you
allowing
read it?
you to answer it.
Can you read it
Is
to
there
me?
a significance to meeting sunrise with meditation?
Well, for me, that's based on our circadian rhythm. We should
Mm-hmm.
be up with the sun and down at sunset. And so it
Mm-hmm.
resonates very highly when you meditate at sunrise, because that's
Mm-hmm.
the equilibrium that we need to be on, with being in sync with the sun Ra.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so anytime that I go by the water, um, I make sure I am present for sunrise meditation, because
Mm-hmm.
it really, really revitalizes my soul when I'm there with my eyes closed and the sun rises upon my head. I
Mm-hmm.
just feel, I feel something that's good for me. And so when I went to Thailand a couple months ago, when I've been to any place where they really talk about sunrise, I'm there before the sun comes up,
Mm-hmm.
and meditating, because it's so powerful. I can get very still for sunrise meditation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, other than my stillness in the practice any other time, is something very, very powerful about
Mm-hmm.
sunrise
Yeah.
meditation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've also went to Stone Mountain and done sunset meditation, because that
Nice.
is a very high altitude where you can really see the sun lowering and just laying on that meteorite, that crystal, um, and the sun going down over you. That's another meditational experience that I love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, the significance, if you're a water sign,
Mm-hmm.
definitely a moon child. If
Mm-hmm.
you know about your sun and your rising and all of that thing, the sunrise meditation is very important, very
Yeah.
important for us, especially if you're in a place where you don't get a lot of sun, like you're not down south, or
Mm-hmm.
you're in places like New York and Canada and Jersey and upstate New York. You don't see the sun as much, or feel the sun as radiant as you do down in your southern states. Then
Mm-hmm.
sunrise meditation can be very much more powerful for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even though you might not see the sun, that energy and vibration of the sun is still there. So that type of thing, you might want to um, check the
Yeah,
time of sunrise and see if you can align yourself with that time.
yeah,
Um, as many times as you can, because of course that time is going to shift, and
yes,
depending upon what you have to do for the day, you know, it might not work for you. But the mere fact that you're looking to do that whenever you can meditate at sunrise would be very beneficial. But I
yeah.
guess what I'm also saying is that, let's say someone says that they wanted to meditate at sunrise and they overslept. Still get up and meditate.
Hmm.
You can catch it the next day. Don't let that be an excuse to say, oh no, I missed it. Meditation is a practice. Okay.
Hmm.
You know, it is a practice. Um, I think what's coming up is for those who might be wondering, well, how can I do this on my own? Um, well, we have a lot of different tools, and I think when I think about this, I know Sister Ajay, there's different frequencies. Um, there's different frequencies in terms of music on YouTube,
Yeah,
and
hurts.
I know you know a lot about that. Is there a type of frequency that would work for everyone. Okay.
428 is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
428 hertz frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've talked about signature frequency before,
Yes. Yes.
and all my clients, I give them their signature frequency. And so if
Mm-hmm.
that's something you need, you can definitely email sweetspotatl7@gmail, or go on our website on our chat button, sweetspotatlanta.com. But
Mm-hmm.
there is a particular frequency that your cells, that revitalize your cells, because it's the time that you came out of your mother's womb on on that specific date, and what frequency the universe was vibrating at.
Mm-hmm.
And I teach my clients and advise them to listen to that while they sleep, or when they are having any kind of anger or trauma or fear. It's good to listen to your signature frequency. But a frequency that really resonates with most all spiritual beings or sentient beings is 428.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
428 is something. And I just had this epiphany last week when we're talking about love. Um, Self-love is very powerful for me when I listen to old school music,
Yeah.
because it was the love vibration was the music,
Mm-hmm.
that the Whispers and the Commodores and LTD and the OJs and that kind of thing. The vibration was different than the music and the hertz that we listen to now, which is
Yes.
very abrasive and disruptive and
Mm-hmm.
discouraging, and it allows people to be mean natured. To where when
Mm-hmm.
I listen at all of these songs, and I have a playlist on Spotify, I said, man, that's when Black love was real, because the vibration of love was real. The
Yeah.
songs that was made was on a different frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's why people were so much more loving and so much more overstanding and so much more sensitive, and we helped each other, and we was really there to support one another, is because the love vibration, the love frequency was very vibrant. If you listen to your old school music, it's a very, very different frequency.
It's definitely a different frequency, not only with the lyrics, but
No,
with
just the music
the
itself.
music itself.
Yeah.
Because the music itself, I know a little bit about music. When I was younger, I used to play and read. The music back then was in harmony.
Yes.
There were parts, different parts, and it was in harmony. And the singers sang in harmony. But what I hear today with this, is disjointed, what we
Yeah.
call discordant. The full harmony is not there. They're not looking at blending those sounds, those chords together. And it seems like it's like, oh, y'all just talking about old school music. But
Yeah.
that music made you feel good. It made
Yeah.
you feel good. It made you want to
You
get up
feel
and
love.
smile and
Yeah, and
move
that's
and
why our love and relationships is suffering. It's the vibration
yeah,
and the frequency of the music.
absolutely. That's
That's why you
that's
have
like
a
a
lot of
whole topic right there, Sister RJ.
yeah, that's why there's so
Getting
much disruption and confusion and loneliness, and cheating, and divorce
yeah,
is high, and all of these things. People are not staying together in relationships like they used to, because of the love, the vibration of love, the frequency of love is not present.
right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The frequency of love is not present. That
Yeah.
is so profound and so true. And that's what this month is going to be about. We are going
Yes.
to continue to explore love and the frequency of love and how to unpack certain things. So that we can begin to not only those who are watching the live stream, but we could begin to vibrate that knowledge and that energy to others. Let me read this comment. And Tisha says, listen to, I believe that's Layla Hathaway and Jubu live rendition of You. That song has had you in a chokehold. I'm not gonna. I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't stop listening to it back and cries all through the play. Then one day I got it. Although the song is about loving someone, my soul was loving me in ways I didn't know I needed. I recognized my true soulmate, me. Please go listen. Okay. You said this is You by Layla Hathaway. I like Layla Hathaway.
I like her too. I
I
like her too.
she
She got an
resonates.
old school vibe. She got an
Yeah,
old
she
school
has
vibe.
that love in
Yeah,
her
she got
voice.
that from her dad, Donnie dad.
Yes, yeah, yeah. She got that from her father. She has that love,
Yes,
that vibration in her voice. That's
yes.
what we're talking about. You know, absolutely. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, I see. Sister Antisha says actually by Jubu. All right, I'll check it out. I love music.
Yes.
I love good music. Huh?
Yes.
If the vibration, we talking about vibration. If the vibration's not right, I'm not. I don't want to throw any shade, but there's a particular famous singer that's no longer alive anymore that I never really felt that. I felt that vibration in that singer's voice. I'm really sensitive. I want to feel your vibration. If you just singing just because you could sing, then you're not. Back in the day, I'm not going to buy your album or your CD. And right now, you're not going to be on my playlist. There
Right.
has to be some. Um, I'm glad, Sister Antisha. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So, we want to, we shared the frequency. So 428 hertz. If you want to go to, if you want to, I guess Spotify or YouTube or any place where you can get music, you can bring up some meditation music with that 428 megahertz to assist you because Sister Aj and I have been meditating for many years, so you know it's easy for us to go there. But if you're starting off or if you've been on and off, there's ways that you can assist yourself. So definitely some music. Give love a chance. We're getting some love songs now. That's right. Give love a chance uh by Glenn Jones.
Yes. I
um
love Glenn Jones.
I like Stevie Wonder's Love's in Need of Love Today.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he
That's
got
a
he got a
classic.
lot of he got a
Oh
lot.
yeah, he has a lot of them.
He's a true musician, so he
Yes.
knows what to play. Even some of his songs that he play on the harmonica,
And
he
that
definitely
frequency,
bring in the free.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And oh my goodness, Earth, Wind and Fire has so many songs. Um I think I'm thinking of Love's Holiday. That's what popped into my mind. Um Check that out. Earth, Wind and Fire, Love's Holiday.
Oh, I like the way that sound. I like the
Yeah.
way that sound.
Yeah. Yeah. Um so you can go to YouTube, that can help you in your own meditation practice. And if you're wanting to work with self love, I shared some things that I did. Rose quartz is very gentle, very loving. Just hold it in your hand, or even hold it over your heart. Or if you working on self love, you can wear rose quartz. Okay, um, and writing a journal. You know, journal what you're thinking about love, what you're thinking about yourself. You know, um, what things come up for you that might not be loving. Maybe start writing if you have a thought that's not loving to yourself, you might want to start to write them down so that you can look at them and you can give yourself a different thought. Okay. All
So
right.
spiritual baths are good for self-love. Spiritual baths, taking
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual bath with some magnesium or Epsom salt, some lavender, some chamomile,
Mm-hmm.
essential oil, um, and something that just makes you feel loving, is also a good time to be in stillness. You can also meditate in your spiritual bath, but
Yes.
different elements, crystals can go in your spiritual bath as well. Rose quartz is able to go in water, and praying and chanting over
Yes.
your bath or what want to actually create, um, based on what you desire and what you deserve, and put those intentions over the
Mm-hmm.
water, because of the water definitely consumes the love frequency and the love vibration.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Mm-hmm.
actually sitting and bathing and serenading and cleansing in a love bath.
I love that. And
That's
and
something
if
else.
anybody wants to contact Sister Ajay to get more, information on how you can create one for yourself, Sister Ajay, you know what I thought of when you were talking about? I was thinking about add some rose petals in there too.
Yes,
Get some rose
yes.
petals,
You can get
crystal.
creative now. You can
Make
get
it,
very
yeah, make
creative.
it be what you need it to be. Yeah.
Yes. Buy yourself some
Honey in the
roses.
bath. Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Sister Latifa. I love that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Buy
you
yourself
see,
some roses and put it in your bath water. Buy yourself
yep,
some roses as an
buy
act of
yourself
self-love.
some roses. Put
Yeah.
some of the petals in the bath and leave the roses for you to see. So you just gave yourself not only roses, flowers, but the vibration of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Okay, so I think that we're going to leave you to contemplate how you can be more self loving to yourself. We gave you some tips, all right? And we will be here next week as we continue our Love Jones series. That's what this month
Yes.
is dedicated to. Um, and if you want to contact us, we're going to have our flyer up in a moment. I offer oracle readings in a variety of different cards, depending upon what you need. I can also offer you some coaching if you want to. Get into, if let's say in your meditation things come up for you that might be overwhelming, then I can assist you with techniques and that you can use to release some of that stuff. And Sister Ajay, can you please let everyone know what they can come to you for?
Yes. Since we're in the month of February, definitely, um, a vaginal steam is very self-loving.
Mhm.
Loving yourself in the
Mhm.
seat of your soul, which is your womb. I would definitely encourage someone to do something like that. That's a deeper cleanse from your womb, and your womb is also connected to your heart chakra.
Mhm.
So that would be something that you can do. We talked about spiritual bath, definitely going to sit by some water, and just having some loving music or some Hertz music on, walking out in nature and
Mhm.
singing and chanting to yourself, writing and creating some love affirmations, some self-love
Mhm.
affirmations for yourself that you repeat every day, about loving yourself. Is an exercise of self-love. Um, anything that makes you feel beautiful, anything that makes you feel happy, anything that makes you feel harmonious and brings joy into your heart and your soul is self-love. It's
Now,
self-love.
Sister Ajay, I don't know if you have them available now, but I wanted to, do you have any flower essences um, available in case, um, anyone wants to contact you to get
Absolutely. We can
that vibration?
I
Yeah.
would love for someone to, intentionally have a consultation, and
Yes.
we can definitely customize some flower essences based on self-love, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart chakra herbs that's good for your heart chakra. Um, red raspberry leaf is good. Hibiscus sorrel is good. Your blue lotus, your yellow lotus, all of those are good for self love. Your lavender is good. Your chamomile is good. So we can definitely make up some love potions. Um,
Uh-huh.
because I'm big on love. So I go in and pray over it and put my intentions on what you feel like you need and what you feel like you desire and deserve. And we can put those intentions on it and make you a love potion in the art of flower essences. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
I'm glad that you mentioned it. So that's why I asked you that question. I said we can't end this live stream without them knowing that they can come to you for their customized love potion that will
Yes, yes,
help
yes.
them to become more aware of the love that's inside of themselves.
You
So
can make you a love spritz, put some
mhm,
crystals in a glass spray bottle and put your intentions, speak over what you want to manifest in the way of love, and create you a spritz and just spritz over yourself,
mhm.
every day as you speak your love affirmations. It's all kind of things that you can do to create that love vibration and that love frequency for yourself. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sister RJ. Thank you, everyone who
Yes.
watched the live stream and participated in the comments. And I'm thanking all of you that are watching this recording. Okay. Um, and we're going to see you next week. All right. Have a good evening
Have a
as
good
we
evening, everyone.
continue the
Peace and
Love
blessings.
Jones series. All right.
Jay.
Ashe. Have a good
Peace.
night.
Too late to conversate, to put a smile upon thy face. It's not too late to recognize we're all one people, we're all one mind. Yeah, we need to stop all the violence and all the separation. Spread love and peace all across the nation. Cause we got to live together, yeah. And we won't survive if we don't help each other. We don't need no more hate through generations. We need to practice more unification. So why can't we make it right for life? So we can all survive. And if we could all just learn to love one another, no one else would suffer. We're all in it together. No matter who's against us, no matter who's for us, our voices would be louder. No one could ignore us. The world would be different, and more would be gifted. Not where they drifted. And so many missed it. With so many stuck in their ways, living out their days with really no peace. We can make it so much better now than the world ever seen.